Have you ever wondered why some people navigate life with clarity and purpose while others seem to stumble through repeated mistakes? Proverbs 26 is a masterclass in identifying patterns that lead to failure and unlocking principles for lasting success. Here's the truth. Many of life's struggles stem from ignoring these ancient yet profoundly practical teachings. In this video, we'll dive into 10 powerful lessons from Proverbs 26 that reveal the secrets of discerning foolishness, managing relationships, and making wise choices. These lessons aren't just for avoiding mistakes. They're for mastering the art of living with intentionality and wisdom. Whether it's learning when to speak or when to stay silent, avoiding toxic influences, or overcoming laziness, these insights are transformative. Are you ready to break free from what holds you back and step into a life of purpose? Let's begin. Lesson 1. The danger of repeating mistakes. Proverbs 26 warns that a fool repeating their folly is like a dog returning to its vomit. Graphic but unforgettable. This vivid imagery reminds us how damaging it is to revisit old habits that lead to failure. Think about it. How often do we fall into the same traps, whether it's procrastinating on deadlines or trusting someone who's proven unreliable? Recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking them. To apply this, reflect on areas where you've faced setbacks. Write down the mistakes you've repeated and brainstorm practical steps to avoid them. For instance, if overspending is a recurring issue, set a strict budget and track your expenses. Breaking the cycle requires both awareness and action. And as we address personal habits, the next lesson reveals the importance of managing how and when we use our words. Lesson 2. The power of speaking wisely. Proverbs 26 teaches that answering a fool according to their folly only brings harm to yourself. This profound wisdom reminds us that not every argument deserves our engagement. Imagine wasting your energy debating with someone determined not to listen. You'll end up frustrated and drained. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words, protecting your peace and preserving your dignity. To practice this, pause before responding in heated situations. Ask yourself, will my words improve this conversation, or am I just reacting emotionally? If it's not worth it, walk away or respond calmly with facts. Mastering the art of when to speak and when to remain silent can save you from unnecessary conflict. Speaking of self-preservation, the next lesson dives into how to identify and avoid toxic influences. Lesson 3. Avoiding toxic influences. Proverbs 26 paints a vivid picture of the harm caused by associating with those who spread deceit or discord. Surrounding yourself with toxic people is like handling a thorny branch. You'll end up hurt every time. Think of how negativity spreads. One gossiper in a group can sow mistrust, and one toxic relationship can drain your emotional energy. The company you keep shapes your character and future. To apply this, audit your circle of influence. Ask yourself, do the people around me uplift or drain me? If someone constantly stirs conflict, minimize your interactions and focus on relationships that inspire growth. Seek communities that foster positivity, whether it's a supportive friend group or a faith-based gathering. Now that we've addressed relationships, let's explore the next lesson on conquering laziness and embracing diligence. Lesson 4. Overcoming laziness. Proverbs 26 vividly describes the lazy person as someone who turns on their bed like a door on its hinges, always moving but going nowhere. Laziness isn't just about inactivity. It's about wasted potential. Imagine having goals but never taking the steps to achieve them. Each day of procrastination adds to the gap between where you are and where you want to be. To combat laziness, start small. Set a daily task list and commit to completing at least one important action every day. For instance, if fitness is your goal, start with a 10-minute walk instead of waiting for the perfect moment to join a gym. Progress beats perfection. And as we master diligence, Proverbs 26 teaches another critical lesson: the importance of guarding against gossip. Lesson 5. Guarding against gossip. Proverbs 26 warns that gossip is like wood fueling a fire. Once you stop adding it, the flames die out. Gossip may seem harmless at first, but it destroys trust and relationships faster than we realize. Imagine the damage caused by a careless word shared in confidence. only to find its way back to the person it concerns. Words can either build or break, and gossip always leaves destruction in its wake. To guard against gossip, adopt a rule. If you wouldn't say it to someone's face, don't say it at all. Redirect conversations when negativity arises. For example, if someone starts spreading rumors, steer the discussion toward a neutral or uplifting topic. By removing gossip from your life, you create space for healthier, more meaningful interactions. And speaking of meaningful interactions, the next lesson will explore how Proverbs 26 teaches the wisdom of discernment in relationships. Lesson 6. Practicing discernment in relationships. Proverbs 26 emphasizes the need to discern between those who truly add value to your life and those who present a facade of sincerity. It warns against trusting flattering words that hide deceit. Imagine someone who seems supportive but consistently undermines you behind your back. Without discernment, these hidden motives can harm you deeply. To apply this, observe people's actions rather than just listening to their words. For instance, does a friend consistently show up for you in meaningful ways, or do they disappear when things get tough? Build trust gradually and avoid rushing into close relationships. Discernment isn't about paranoia. It's about protecting your heart and nurturing genuine connections. And as we evaluate our relationships, the next lesson teaches us how to manage anger wisely. Lesson 7. Managing anger wisely. Proverbs 26 compares unchecked anger to a whirlwind that leaves destruction in its wake. Losing your temper can feel justified in the moment, but it often leads to lasting damage. Harsh words that break trust or actions that escalate conflicts. Think of a fire. A single spark of anger can burn down an entire forest of relationships if left uncontrolled. To manage anger, build the habit of pausing before reacting. Take a deep breath, count to 10, or step away from the situation. Journaling your frustrations is another way to process emotions constructively. For example, if a coworker angers you, write down what happened and how you'd prefer to handle it next time. By practicing restraint, you maintain control over both the situation and yourself. As we manage anger, Proverbs 26 also reminds us of the importance of intentional, mindful speech. Lesson 8. The impact of mindful speech. Proverbs 26 highlights the power of words, comparing careless ones to weapons that wound deeply. Your words can uplift and heal, or they can harm and destroy. Imagine a simple but thoughtless comment that sows doubt in someone's mind. It might take years to undo the damage. Conversely, a kind word at the right time can change someone's perspective entirely. To practice mindful speech, think before speaking. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it kind? Will it help? For example, instead of saying, "You never listen," try, "I'd appreciate it if we could work together on improving communication." These small adjustments make conversations more constructive. As we refine our speech, Proverbs 26 also teaches us to avoid unnecessary conflicts, a key to maintaining peace. Lesson 9. Avoiding unnecessary quarrels. Proverbs 26 warns that unnecessary quarrels are like grabbing a dog by the ears, risky and entirely avoidable. Many conflicts arise not because they're meaningful, but because we let our egos get involved. Think about how often arguments escalate over trivial misunderstandings. These disputes sap energy and strain relationships without solving the root issue. To avoid quarrels, focus on choosing your battles wisely. Before engaging, ask yourself, will this matter a week from now? If not, let it go. Practice active listening to defuse tension. And if needed, calmly say, let's agree to disagree. Walking away from petty conflicts doesn't make you weak. It shows maturity and self-control. And as we prioritize peace, the final lesson reminds us of the strength found in accountability. Lesson 10. Embracing accountability. Proverbs 26 emphasizes that taking responsibility for your actions is a hallmark of wisdom. Shifting blame might seem easier in the moment, but accountability builds trust and character. Imagine a situation at work where you make a mistake. Owning up to it not only earns respect but also allows for real solutions. Avoiding accountability, on the other hand, perpetuates problems and damages credibility. To embrace accountability, Start by reflecting on your decisions. If something goes wrong, instead of pointing fingers, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Share your learnings openly, whether with a mentor, a team, or a trusted friend. Accountability transforms failures into stepping stones for growth. Now that we've uncovered these lessons, let's reflect on how they can reshape your life. Proverbs 26 has provided us with 10 powerful lessons, guidance on managing relationships, refining your speech, and avoiding the pitfalls of anger, laziness, and conflict. But knowledge without action leads nowhere. So, how will you apply this wisdom? Will you commit to practicing discernment, mastering mindful speech, or taking full accountability for your actions? These lessons are more than advice. They're tools for living a purposeful and impactful life. What lesson resonated most with you? Share it in the comments below and inspire others with your perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos filled with timeless wisdom. Together, we can grow into the best versions of ourselves, one step, one lesson, and one intentional choice at a time.